Hi everyone, Oscar here off Map Overland. Alice clearly isn't ready to be out of the Jeep, and honestly neither am I. I love this thing. And welcome to our 30-day review. We're going to go over everything we've built onto the Jeep so far in the last 30 days that we've had it, and kind of give you an overview of everything we've done. We'll get into a whole lot of specifics. You guys have been hounding me in the comments, Gladiator forum, and a couple other places to get a review of that AluCab camper. Now I'm going to start this video off by telling you right now that is not the AluCab that is specific to the Gladiator. It is off a 2000s-ish Tacoma, which is what I was told. We looked up the serial number, and that's based on the range of the serial number, that's what it was initially designed for. It doesn't fit 100% perfect. I'll show you a couple places where it's a little off, but for me and the price I got it for, it was fantastic, and I'm super happy with it. We're going to start at the nose, work our way down the driver's side, down the passenger side, and then we'll focus on that AluCab. So if you're only here for the AluCab, feel free to jump forward, but we've done a ton of stuff to this Gladiator in the last 30 days, and we're here to show you all about it. Okay, on the front here we have the Rugged Ridge Arcus bumper with the Rugged Ridge Trekker 10K winch. It is a waterproof winch. We've run a synthetic line on here. In addition to all these Rugged Ridge parts, we've also got the great stuff from Factor 55 you saw in a previous video that we picked up. We've got their Fair Lead and their Splice on Flat Link. Love this stuff. It is fantastic. So this kit is wireless. We have the wireless controller in the cab, and we also have the wired controller back in the AluCab in our recovery gearbox, because you never know when the batteries on those wireless things are going to die. So if you get a wireless kit, don't rely on it heavily. Always keep that wired one with you as well. But on the front, that's the basic of what we did. It is a stubby bumper, so you see a lot more of the tires. And over here, let's move down this side a little bit. Okay, and here we are on the driver's side. We have added the Skyjacker 2.5-inch lift kit. On the front, it gave us a little over 3 inches. We are running BF Goodrich KM3s in a 37 by 12.5 17. The rims are Tactics. I'm pretty sure they're made by Dirty Life, but it's a private brand for Quadratec. But I got those from Quadratec on a really good sale, and they are a 17 by 9 with a 5.2 back spacing. And for me, let me just show you real quick. I think they're just about perfect because I don't want a whole lot of tire. You can kind of see how the tire just lit out. If they were this much closer to the truck, I'd be happier, but I'm not unhappy as it sits, just because I don't like a whole bunch of stuff flying up on the side of the truck. So 5.2 is good. If I could find a set, and that was the hard problem when I did it, is I couldn't find a set that was 5.5. I think 5.5 would be the absolute best offset for these, where I think 4.5, there's some people are even running 3.5 on theirs. That sticks it way too far out. Not a big fan of that. But so yeah, 37-inch BF Goodrich KM3s. Love the tire. We ran it about 70 miles off-road, and we've done 80 miles an hour with it a few times down the interstate. It is a nice, quiet tire. Very happy with it. Let's move down a little bit. All right, here you can see we have the Rock Slide engineering steps. These are tied into the doors. They have a sensor here, so whenever the door opens, doesn't matter if the truck's on or off, they'll pop down. There's they're popping down. Climb on in. Super easy to climb in. And I don't have to worry about my short wife sliding down here and wrecking the bolster on this seat. Makes it real easy for her to get in and out. Easy for the kids to get in and out. They love it. And then when you close it, folds right up. Also works on the back door. Let me turn that just a hair. Works on the back door. Also folds down. I wish this was just a hair longer, but it works. It works if you're climbing in there. 3 or 4 inches long would make me happier, because I like to use it to access the tent and stuff. So I'll step on there, then step here, so I can get up and unzip the tent cover and things like that. If it was a little longer, I'd be a little happier, but that's not to say I'm unhappy. I think they're fantastic. I love that the way they work. Door closes, a couple seconds, and it closes with a nice thud. So if you don't hear that thud, you know it didn't close, and that way you don't rip it off when you take off moving or something like that. Super happy with the Rock Slide Engineering. They are a local company here to us, and I think they did a fantastic job. So we're gonna keep going around the outside, then we'll go inside and get out of this snow. On the back here, I have not changed a whole lot below the bed. Above the bed, yeah, we've changed quite a bit. But we're still running KM3s back here. This is the Skyjacker 2.5-inch lift. It gave us 1 inch of lift in the rear. Wasn't quite enough, so we also have the Daystar 3/4-inch pucks in the rear here, and that brought it up to where it was level with the load on here. This load isn't always going to be here, so this will have a little bit of rake when it's when this stuff's removed. But the idea is, in our really high garage, we're going to put up a hoist so all this gear goes right up into the garage. Then whenever we're ready to go camping, it's just a matter of lowering it down, connecting a couple bolts, and we're gone. But as you can see, the AluCab is on here. We're not going to open it just yet. We're getting there. AluCab. I've got my ARB Touring awning. This thing is nice. It sticks way out here. I love it. Honestly, we should have rolled it out so we could get the camera out of this snow. And then my old TJM Ulura tent. This thing is great. I've had it for a number of years, and it's in fantastic shape still. Super happy, super happy with it. I say super too much, don't I? Oh well. But so the Ulura, great tent. And then we're gonna go around this side. On the back, the only thing we've done yet so far is we've added the Factor 55 hitch link. These things suck. I'm gonna get rid of this bumper at some point. These hooks, they should have turned them the other way, because if you try to connect this thing, you just got a real high probability of these sliding off, and I'm not happy with it. I don't like it. So we're going to use that as our center toe point as much as we can. It's from Factor 55 again, and then our soft shack will actually slide right through there, and we don't have to worry about trying to use a D-ring on it or something. Still don't have our plates yet. We're waiting on the great Utah State DMV to send us our custom plates. So they gave us another temp sticker for the interim, and we'll see when it gets here. Down this side, I'm just gonna give you a walk around here. Down this side, nothing much has changed. All basically the same as the other side. I have done the stubby antenna. I never listened to terrestrial radio, so it's really there more as a placeholder than for any functional use. I never listened to AM, FM. I've had satellite since it came out, and I love it. Or I just stream something off the phone, Amazon Music, or one of those other ones. Hi, sweetie. You having fun? One thing I did neglect to mention on this driver's side is our ham radio antenna. This is hooked up to our Radio Oddity QB25 up front, and I built the bracket. It's connected to this bolt hole behind here, and then this is actually off a magnet base antenna. I've had a couple people ask me how did I get into a right angle ham antenna. I used what I had, and it seems to be working, so I'm going to stick with it. And that's kind of the outside of the Gladiator. Let's take a look at that AluCab, and then we'll go into the cab of the truck itself. All right, so you might notice that I have two different latches on here. These are the original latches. I didn't get the keys with them, so I ordered replacement latches because they would have new keys. And I ordered all of them, but they had two that were on back order. So the front latch on both sides is not the new latch. I'm still waiting on it to show up. So this allows me to keep these locked and also have the rear locked when I need to. But they still work, but I like the newer ones better. They're a little easier to open. But these just push and pull, and that lifts up. These have gas struts. I actually changed out these gas struts so this would sit a little bit lower. It sits about here with the other struts. I wanted it here so that it didn't interrupt the ARB awning. So let's see what you can see. I have a package being delivered. Stand by. Jason sent us something. Jason's a super good guy and a friend of the show, has been a friend of the family for a long time. I'm pretty sure he sent the kids something for Christmas. Him and Michelle are awesome like that. So, AluCab. Door opens, and you guys are going to tell, this used to be a silver top. It's black on the outside. First time in my entire Jeep career I've ever plastic dipped something. I didn't like the silver. This isn't the permanent solution. Pretty sure we're going to wrap this whole Jeep at some point. But, so plastic dip, got rid of that eyesore silver. It looks good on the outside, but you can see where it didn't quite cover on the seams and stuff. You can't see that when it's closed, so I really don't care. It's a temporary solution. This all has lighting in it. Really like the lighting. It's bright out here, so you don't really see it as well, but the lighting does work. It makes it very bright out here. When I have the awning out, it actually illuminates quite a bit of a section here, so I'm not even thinking I'm going to need any extra side lighting for camping. This side's the kitchen, other side's recovery gear. In here I've got all my stuff for coffee, pots, pans, covers. In our camp box we have our cast iron, our cook stove, and a couple other things that don't quite fit in here, but it's nice to be able to get up in here and just grab stuff as you need it. You want a cup for whenever you're out on the trail, you can just pull these down, and we have these nice stainless cups, make great coffee. Utensils, and those just hide up here and click. Got my spatulas on this side along with my knives, cutting board, tray, a bunch of plates, some other stuff, some stickers I need to stick on somewhere, and that all mounts up in here, and that's where we keep that. Another fantastic piece about this, and you'll be able to see it better from the back side, is we have the tray that goes all the way across. This tray lets us stack whatever we need to on top of it. And here I have my camp boxes. I like these, are a good height. I wish they were just like this much shorter, because as it sits I got to pull the bottom one out first before I can get to the top. Not the end of the world, but just minor inconvenience. But they stack real well right there. I'm going to look into maybe checking out the front runner boxes and some of the other guys that make some really good quality boxes that stack together. See if I can find some that match up to the perfect height so I can get 2 across. And I think I can actually, with these, I can probably get 4 wide across this thing if I turn them this way, and I can always access them from the back too. But that's nice because you can put stuff that's a little bit bulkier that you use a lot in here. So camp chairs, tables, that kind of stuff can all sit right here. And just push that out of the way. And it's really more in there for demonstration purposes than anything. I'm not headed out till next weekend with Expedition Utah, but there's the interior cabinet and cross box of the AluCab that we have. Yeah, turn that off. See, I like those newer latches better. So, question is, how does the AluCab fit? Well, I'm gonna let you guys take a look at it for yourself. I think it fits pretty good. I've got a couple, I've got a little bit of foam in between there just to kind of seal it a little better. And right here at the back, this is the only area that it doesn't match, like basically perfect. And honestly, for me, I don't care. The amount of money I saved buying a used one versus waiting for AluCab's the one that's coming out, totally worth it to me. You have to make that decision for yourself. Hold on a second. Alice, come on, get out of the street. She's playing in the snow that was plowed. Oh, did you eat dirty snowplow water? Yuck. Hey, stay in the yard. Okay. So we'll try to edit some of this to see, make it look better. In the back here, as you, well, let's close this up and start over. Okay, I'm here at the back of the AluCab, back of the Gladiator. Again, still don't have our plates, but I love the dampened tailgate on this thing. Just pop it, let it fall. These are nice. These are the newer latches on the back. And then it just lifts up. We have light under here too. This doesn't come automatically. I just forgot to shut it off. So light. Back here we've got our Dometic CFX50W. I think it's a Dometic CFX. I picked this thing up off our local trade. Well, it's like Craigslist, but it's for Utah. It's KSL classifieds. I picked it up off there. I was gonna buy one. A bunch of guys have them for sale. Good friends of mine have them for sale, but man, I got this and the slide for 600 bucks, so I had to go with this way. Great big fridge, love it. It came with the slide. Slide's about 200 bucks if you order it from them. We've got it hooked up on the slider, slides out. And that lets us get into our fridge. Give you an upper shot. Great big fridge. And you can kind of see a little bit back there. There's that cross tray I was talking about. Holds everything in there. My trash roo's down there, still trying to figure out what to do with it. So let's flip this back up and over. Clearly don't need the extra insulation for that thing today as it's snowing, but when it gets warm out, that thing's going to be great, and pretty happy with the way it works. So another thing I've been asked about is how I'm powering this thing. Now I posted some pictures of the 12 volt kit that I wired in, and let's take this and see if I can get you a shot in there of it. So this little guy I put in, it has one 12 volt socket, a USBs, hand out of the way, USB sockets. It reads out the voltage, and it has a power switch. So I don't know if I'm going to use the USBs, but I'm definitely going to swap that to a 12 volt if I need it. Really easy to swap. You just unscrew it and swap in the right connector and you're good. This little guy back here is something I'm still working on. It is a Rockpals 500 watt hour lithium battery pack. And what it's going to do for us is, if we decide to stop for any length of time, it will actually charge via solar. And I've already tested it with the fridge. It will run that fridge at an ambient temperature of about 80 degrees for about 52 hours, which is pretty impressive. If we go more than 52 hours in one spot, then I can plug it into a solar panel and keep the fridge going that way. Ideally, when the vehicle's moving, the vehicle charges the lithium battery pack. Lithium battery pack keeps the fridge running. So when I shut it off, it just runs off the lithium battery pack. So theoretically, I should never need I should never need to worry about the battery being charged in that thing. Reason I went that way instead of like a dual battery setup is that thing was 1/10 of the cost of a true dual battery setup, and it works great. It has a lot of other features. It has a 500 watt inverter built into it, so we can run anything we need to. It's also got a bunch of different charging ports and lights on it, and it's got enough juice it'll actually run a heating blanket if we wanted to run one of those instead of our Mr. Buddy heater or whatnot. But that's the back end of the AluCab. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I shut off that light. Let's shut off that light and move to the other side. On this side, you notice the bars are a little bit shorter. Our tent flips out this side. That's why we have our recovery gear over here, because once the tent's out, theoretically, we're not going to need in here a whole lot. I see this one raised a little bit higher, let you get your head under here without having to worry about bumping it. But it will hit the bottom of the tent if we open up the tent and have it open at the same time. So it's not something I'm probably going to do quite a bit, and I'm still debating shorter struts on this side. If I can get this thing down to about here, I think I'd be happier. Again, we got light. On this side, I have all my recovery gear, some great straps and soft shackles from Factor 55, winch rope extension, gloves. Still waiting for a good deal on an ARB twin, so if anybody seeing this sees a good deal on an ARB twin compressor, let me know. Until then, we're still running our little Viair, which I've been honestly very happy with for many years. It's a great little compressor. Got a set of gloves in here. A couple snatch blocks are mounted in the back there. Air down tools. Works a lot better than that goofy thing they sent in the truck. That Select Tire Fill Alert really sucks. I hate to say it like that, but it sucks. I also keep a Factor 55 Fast Fit in here. If I need a splice rope on the trail, I have it. So I keep that in here with me. Just basic recovery gear. And once we get this, use this a little bit more, this is going to change. We're going to put different things in here, put some more attachments, kind of like these are up here. Get my straps up where they're a little more quick and easy to get to. And then over here you can kind of see, I just got the box sitting here because I haven't opened it yet. But we got a propane fire ring. So underneath here is probably where I'm going to end up putting propane tanks and whatnot. But that's it. That's the side of the AluCab. Now I'm going to do a slow walk around the whole truck so you can see it, and then we're going to go inside. Back to the front of the vehicle for just one quick second. We have put 488 gears in here, and we are super happy with it. They run phenomenal. Honestly, I did not like the 410s, even on the 33s. It felt like it wasn't quite enough. I am at a pretty high altitude up here. So 456s would have been the closer one to factory gearing when we went to the 37s. I felt the truck was under geared there, so we went to 488s. Did not want to go 513s. 513s would basically be deleting 8th gear because 410s and 37s runs the same RPM as 513s and 8th. So I still wanted to keep that extra gear, so we went with 488s. But at the same time, when we did that, we put in metal cloak diff covers. And gosh, I don't know how much of this video is going to be usable because that lens just keeps getting hit with snowflakes. But let's look underneath the truck, and I'll show you those. There's the metal cloak diff cover for this front side. I think it looks really good. I like the little skid they put on there. And let's look at the rest of the truck on our way around. Underneath the rear, we also have the metal cloak diff cover. And like some people said you could not do, that is a full-size 37-inch spare from BF Goodrich hanging there. Let's hop in the truck. Love these steps. Can't really see it right now, but they are illuminated too. They've got the LED lights under there. Very nice. So inside the cab, well, let's do the back seat first. Back seat, I have got kick protectors, both sides, and a couple of chairs for the kids, and that's about it. Underneath the seat, I've taken out the box so I can fit tools, jackets, and stuff under there. One thing I really love is this Rugged Ridge trash can. It is nice. I've got it hooked through the center console. Love, 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 love that thing. And back up to the front, I have done a little bit up here. Not an insane amount, but it works for what I need. Up top, we have done the Hot Heads headliners in, I believe the color is oak. You can see it over here a little bit better. Matches the seats pretty well. But I'm kind of a patch junkie, so I've got all my patches up there. Let's hop in here and get out of the weather. Okay. Did you hear that? A little thunk? That was the RSE closing. Awesome. So, let's fire this up. Alright, you know, my phone kicked on. What I've done, and I've posted pictures of this, is in behind the glove box, I've added a USB power station. And what that's doing is that is powering the phone, our Garmin InReach, our tablet, and it's got 3 more ports that I can still use on it. And those ports are currently set up to charge this camera and the wife's phone if she's here and whatnot. Other things we've done up here, I'm pretty particular about wiring, so I don't want cables hanging all across my dash. Like, I'm not a big fan of this cable here. I don't like that just kind of hanging down, but it is what it is, so it's gonna have to stay. If I can find a wireless mic for that, I'll probably use it. So I routed all of my cables back behind the dash so that I get a, I mean, it looks cluttered, but it's a clean clutter, and that's what I like up here. I've got the Radioddity QB25 set up. It's good for decent amount of communication. It's only a 25 water. I'm not really worried about long distance reaching out with a ham radio, since I do have the inReach, and honestly that's going to be my preferred method of communication with the outside world. This is more for trail comms with fellow riders. CB's dead. I'm never going to put one in here. So we have the iPad Gen 7, upgraded it from the Android. I don't know if I consider it an upgrade. I'm still not a big fan of iPads, but a couple of bits of software that I wanted to use that were only on iOS kind of necessitated that. And the big one is Lead Nav and Mob Armor GPS. We're going to be using those for our race down in King of the Hammers, and I'm going to be using that tablet in the race car, so I figured it would be better to get used to it in here before before having to use it down there. So it's a 10.2 inch tablet. It's big, takes up a lot of space, but I like it. Seems to be working really well. This is handy to have. Reach is perfect. I got the cable routed down there so it doesn't get in front of the stand. This is great. I mean, this right here and the patches is the bulk of what I've done inside the cab. I do have Velcroed here to the roof, our wireless controller. It's Velcroed so that if I take the top off and I still need the winch, I can just pull this down and keep it with me. But I like having this here so that I can push the buttons and run the controller from here, instead of having to like have it in my hand, so I can still control the wheel when I need to and things like that. And it doesn't get lost right there. It's actually very stable. I'm hoping that as the summer months kick off, that this top doesn't get hot and loosen up that glue. Other than that, I think that's it. This is our 2020 Gladiator for off-map overland, and here's the cab. If there's anything specific you guys want to see, shoot me a message, find me on Instagram, Facebook, and I can take pictures of it for you. But enjoy.